It is a cold day in Moorhead, Minnesota, but we got Spuds boys swimming here this afternoon, so come inside where it's nice and warm as the Moorhead Spuds face against the Sartell Sabres here on Spuds TV, brought to you by Muscatel Subaru. I'm Thomas Fox, and we're just about getting ready to go here to start off with the 200-yard medley relay for JV. And lane 3 for Sartell, it's Zayden Farlev. In lane 4 for the Spuds is Leighton Moss. And in lane 5, it's Carter Gross, and we're off. Looks like they're doing the backstroke here. Zayden Farlev has the lead. And now it's Isaiah Olson in lane 3, Gavin Deckery in lane 4, and Hunter Jefferson in lane 5. In lane 5 for Sartell, just jumping in, Ray Kim. In lane 3, Elias Finnern for Sartell. And in lane 4 for the Spuds, Zach New Halflin. Excuse me there. And it looks like in lane 5, Ray Kim is way ahead of the competition here. Lane 3, Eli Crow for Sartell. For the Spuds, it's Stephen Kirigu. And in lane 5, Ryan Voss for Sartell. And that caps it off for JV. There is a stroke violation for lane 5. Lane 3 getting second place, the 4th lane getting 3rd, and the 5th lane gets 1st place. In lane number 1 for Sartell, Aiden Frev. In lane number 2, Padre Kellum for the Spuds. In lane 3 for Sartell, Colin Moore. For Moorhead, in lane 4, Zahan Nago Daviathana. In lane 5, Andrew Huxlev for Sartell. And finally, in lane 6, Francis Kassev for the Spuds. Looks like they're doing the butterfly stroke. Hayden Leonards jumps in for Sartell in lane 3. Sawyer Albjerg for Sartell in lane 1. In lane 4, Joseph Casey for the Spuds jumps in. Rylan Hollenkamp jumps in for Sartell in lane 5. And that does it for the varsity 200-yard medley relay. Lane 5 getting 3rd place, lane 3 getting 2nd place, and lane 4 gets 1st place. Lane 4 for the Spuds consisted of Sahan Nagodavithiana, Joseph Casey, Aiden Carlson, and Dawson Nesnick. As they got 1st place on that relay. Now it's time for the 200-yard freestyle junior varsity. In lane 2, we have Adrian Maston for the Spuds. In lane 3, Ricky Espelian for Sartell. Lane 4 has Aaron Volk for the Spuds. And also for Moorhead, Gavin Deckery in lane 6. And off we go. Looks like Adrian Maston for the Spuds has a decent lead. They're doing the breaststroke. And Adrian Maston is looking very good as he has a huge lead. Once again going back to the breaststroke. Adrian Maston still holds a huge lead. Gavin Deckery for the Spuds is currently in second place. Ricky Esplian for Sartell is in third place. And Adrian Maston finishes in first place. A dominant performance from him. And there's the home stretch. And Aaron Volk will finish second place. And Ricky Esplian will finish third. Now it's time for the 200-yard freestyle for Varsity. In lane 1 for Sartell, Nolan Snyder. In lane 2 for Moorhead, Dawson Nesnick. In lane 3 for Sartell, Truett Carlson. In lane 4 for the Spuds, Joseph Casey. And in lane 5 for Sartell, Bryce Cadlick. And finally in lane 6 for Moorhead, Jacob Gulbranson. Right now, Truett Carlson holds the lead. And he got a good boost there off the wall. We are doing the breaststroke here. Currently, Truett Carlson still is in first place. Behind him is Joseph Casey for the Spuds. Well, I'm sorry, and lane 3 is in first place for Sartell, Nolan Snyder. Oh, it was Truett Carlson. My bad there. Dawson Nesnick is in third place. Jacob Gulbranson is in fourth. And Bryce Cadlick is in fifth, followed by Nolan Snyder in sixth place. The results are being confirmed here. In first place, Truett Carlson from Sartell. Second place goes to Jacob Gulbranson for the Spuds. In lane 2, Dawson Nesnick grabs third place. And off we go with the men's 200-yard IM junior varsity. In lane 2 from Moorhead, for the Moorhead Spuds, Gabe Chavez. In lane 3 from Sartell, Aiden Frey. In lane 4 for the Spuds, Ben Thile. In lane 5 for the Sabres, Sawyer Albjerg. And in lane 6, Peter Sambo for the Moorhead Spuds. We are currently doing the backstroke here. Sawyer Albjerg for the Sartell Sabres currently has the lead, but it is neck and neck so far. Currently in lane 6, Peter Sambo has the lead for Moorhead. Looks like they're doing the butterfly stroke now. Peter Sambo still holds first place, followed by Aiden Frey for the Sabres. Now Ben Thiel for the Spuds grabs the first place lead. Peter Sambo is behind him in second. Aiden Frey in third place for Sartell. In fourth place in lane 5, Sawyer Albjerg for Sartell. In lane 2, Gabe Chavis doing the breaststroke, excuse me. The final results for the junior varsity men's 200-yard IM. Getting first place in lane 4, Ben Thiel for the Spuds. Getting second place in lane 6, Peter Sambo, also for the Spuds. Getting third place in lane 3, Aiden Frey for Sartell. Getting fourth place in lane 5, Sawyer Albjerg for Sartell. And getting fifth place in lane 2, Gabe Chavis for Moorhead. We are just about to start the 200-yard IM for varsity. In lane 1 for Sartell, we have Rylan Hollenkamp. In lane 2 for the Spuds, Francis Casey. In lane 3, Hayden Leonards for Sartell, and we're off. In lane 4, Carter Reburn for the Spuds. In lane 5 for Sartell, Grant Pravatsky. And in lane 6, Jericho Menji for the Spuds. Currently, Hayden Leonards has the lead. Looks like they're doing the backward stroke here. As Hayden Leonards for the Sartell Sabres currently has the lead as they now start the butterfly stroke. And it looks like Hayden Lenners from Sartell is going to come out on top. And that was a dominant performance from Lenners. Carter Reburn getting second. Francis Casey for the Spuds getting third place. Ryan Hollenkamp in lane 1 for Sartell getting fourth. Grant Pravatsky for the Sartell Sabres getting fifth. And Jericho Menji getting sixth place. We are now starting the 50-yard freestyle for JV, Junior Varsity. Right now in lane 1 is Zakaria Farley for Sartell. Elias Finnern, also from Sartell in lane 3. And in lane 5, Hunter Jefferson, also from Sartell. Looks like Elias Finnern finished with a time of just under 30 seconds with a time of 29.07 seconds. Zakaria Farley finished with a time of 48.22 seconds. And Hunter Jefferson finishes with a time of 31.34 seconds. And the second of the three has begun. In lane 1 for Sartell, Ryan Sprenger. In lane 2 for the Spuds, Stephen Kirigu. In lane 3, Isaiah Olson for Sartell. In lane 4, Padraig Kellum for the Spuds. For Sartell in lane 5, Eli Crow, excuse me. In lane 6 for the Spuds, Will Schroeder. And Eli Crow for Sartell will get first place with a time of 29.80 seconds. Second place goes to Padraig Kellum for the Spuds. He gets a time of 30.46 seconds. And in third place, in lane 6, Will Schroeder for the Spuds gets a time of 32.53 seconds. This is the last one of the Junior Varsity freestyle. In lane 1, we have William Hill for Sartell. In lane 2, Leighton Moss for the Spuds. In lane 3, we have Elijah Arlano for Sartell. In lane 4 for the Spuds, Keaton Jacobson. In lane 5, Jake Iller for Sartell. And in lane 6, we have Hayden Booth for the Spuds. And Elijah Arlano for Sartell finishes in first with a time of 27.03 seconds. And in lane 4, Keaton Jacobson for the Spuds finishes in second with a time of 28 seconds. And in third place, Hayden Booth for the Spuds with a time of 28.02 seconds. This is the 50-yard freestyle varsity in lane 1. Luke Schumacher for Sartell in lane 1. In lane 2, Owen Eisinger for the Spuds. In lane 3, George Larson for Sartell. In lane 4, Aiden Carlson for the Spuds. In lane 5, Jackson Hovda for Sartell. And in lane 6, Andrew Johnson for the Spuds. And George Larson finishes in first with a time of 22.07 seconds. Jackson Hovda finishes with a time of 22.97 seconds. He got second place. And in lane 4, Aiden Carlson for the Spuds gets a time of 23.13 seconds. And he places third for the varsity 50-yard freestyle. We will take a quick 10-minute break as we will then head next for the 1-meter diving for varsity. You're watching boys swimming on Spuds TV presented by Muscatel Subaru. We'll be back in a few moments. Welcome back to Boys Swimming on Spuds TV, presented by Muscatel Subaru. We are just getting underway with the men's 1 meter diving for varsity, as Kaylor Lamb starts us off with a forward dive, tuck position, 101C with a 1.2 difficulty. Now he's doing the 102C forward somersault in the tuck position, a 1.4 difficulty. That was smooth. The judges give him a 6, 5.5, and I could not catch the other. On to his third dive, 103C, forward 1.5 somersault in the tuck position, 1.6 difficulty. That was also a smooth dive as well. 6.5, 6, and a 7. See, we can try to find Bo Rodine. Will now dive. That was smooth as well. 7.5, 7, and 7. 7.5. Here is Kaylor Lamb once again. See what the judges think. Three and a half, 3.5. 4, 3.5, and 3.5 for Kaylor Lamb. Here goes. Couldn't seem to catch the name there, but they gave him a 5.5 and a 5.5. Vance Krowetz for the Spuds. He will start off with a forward 1.5 somersault pike position, 1.7 difficulty, and let's see what they say. 6.5, 5, 6.5, 5.5, 6.5. Here's David Binsfield for Sartell. Five and a half. 5.5s across the board for David Binsfield. Kaylor will go again. Another somersault. That was very smooth there. Let's see what they think. 6.5, a 5, and a 5. Here's Bo Rodine. 401C, inward dive, tuck position, 1.4 difficulty. Very smooth there. Five and a half, 6, and 6. Here is Vance Crowetz for the Spuds. He will do a forward 1.5 somersault, 2 twists, and free dive position. They give him a 5.5 and a 6.5 and a 5. David Binsfield will do a backward dive or reverse dive in a pike position, 1.7 difficulty. Let's see what they say. 5.5, 5, and 6. Inward dive for Kaylor Lamb. In tuck position. Two 5.5s and a 5 for Kaylor Lamb on that dive there. Bo Rodine is about to do an inward 1.5 somersault, tuck position with a 2.2 difficulty. See what the judges think. They are discussing it. And he did not do good on that last dive there. But it looked pretty good to me. Here's Vance Crowetz once again. And a good score for Vance there. David will do a back dive from the pike position. They'll give him a 5.5. 2 5.5s and a 5 for David Binsfield. Kaylor Lamb will do a back dive in straight position with a 1.7 difficulty, 201A. They'll give Kaylor a 3.5, a 4.5, and it looks like a 4 again. .201A dive for Bo Rodin. He'll do a back dive in the straight position, but with a 1.7 difficulty. They'll give him a 4.5, a 4, and a 5. Vance Croats will do dive 204B, a backward 2 somersault in the pike position with a 2.3 difficulty. And that was a good dive right there, in my opinion, and the judges agree. Solid dive there from Croats. David Binsfield, dive 5-2-3-1D, backward 1.5 somersault, half twist in forward position, or in free position. And that looked pretty clean to me. Sixes across the board, along with a 6.5 from the judges. Kaylor Lamb back on the diving board for Sartell. He will be in free position, forward 1 somersault, half twist, dive 5-1-2-1D. It'll be his last dive. And the judges give him a 3.5, 4.5, and a 3. For Bo Rodin, this will be his last dive for this section, the 1 meter diving varsity. He will do a forward 1 somersault, 1 twist in the free position with a 1.9 difficulty. See what the judges think. They give him a 5.5, 5.5. 2 5.5s and a 5. Vance with his last Vance Croats with his last dive. 403B inward 1.5 somersault in the pike position. And a 2.4 difficulty. That could have been dangerous there, but he makes the most of it. And he gets a solid score. Six and a halves across the board for Vance Croes. And David Binsfield will wrap it up here with a 403 with 403C, the dive number. He'll do an inward 1.5 somersault in the tuck position with a 2.2 difficulty. And that looked pretty smooth as well. And the judges agree, 6.5s across the board. Solid performance from these young swimmers in the varsity. We'll take a quick break here on Spuds TV. You've been watching Boys Swimming for the Moorhead Spuds on Spuds TV, brought to you by Muscatel Subaru. We'll be back in a few moments. Welcome back to Boys Swimming here on Spuds TV, presented by Muscatel Subaru. In a few moments, we'll be getting underway with the men's 100-yard butterfly for junior varsity. As the swimmers are starting to warm up. And today it's been a very neck and neck sort of battle between these two teams. Whether if it was in the junior varsity 200-yard freestyle or the 200-yard medley relay for varsity and junior varsity, it has been very neck and neck throughout these relays. As we wait for the swimmers to finish warming up, we will take a quick 5-minute break. We'll be back in a few moments. Welcome back to Boys Swimming on Spuds TV, presented by Muscatel Subaru. For the men's 1 meter diving, in fourth place, Kaylor Lamb, who got a total of 119 .65 points. In third place, Bo Rodin for Sartell. He got 140.25. In second, also from Sartell, David Binsfeld with 213.55 points. And in first place for the Spuds, Vance Croetsch with 250.05 points. A very dominating performance for Vance Croetsch, as he was averaging 6 and 7s in all of his dives. From the looks of, for the men's 100-yard butterfly for junior varsity, in lane 2 will be Zach Newhafen for the Spuds. In lane 3, Ray Kim for the Sartell Sabres. In lane 4 will be Gabe Chavis for the Spuds. And also for the Spuds, in lane 6, Gavin Deckery. We are getting ready to hear, we're getting ready to start here. And we're off. And it looks like in lane 3, Ray Kim for Sartell has an early lead. Ray Kim for Sartell, he has a huge lead right now. And Zach Newhafen for the Spuds is currently in second place, followed by Gabe Chavis and Gavin Deckery in lane 6. and Ray Kim for Sartell will finish in first place. Zach Newhafen for the Spuds will finish in second. Gabe Chavez for the Spuds as well will finish in third. And Gavin Deckery will finish in fourth. Now it's the Varsity's turn. In lane 1 will be Hayden Lenners, who has done a very good job today in the previous relays. And in lane 2 for the Spuds, Matthew Brendamule. In lane 3 for Sartell, Ryan Hollenkamp. In lane 4 for the Spuds, Sahan Nago Dabathana. In lane 5 for Sartell, Andrew Huxley. And in lane 6 for Moorhead, Andrew Johnson. And currently it looks like Sahan Nago Dabathana has the lead. He and Ryan Hollenkamp were neck and neck, but Sahan Nago Dabathana will finish in first. Ryan Hollenkamp in second. Hayden Lenners in third. Matthew Brendamule in fourth. Followed by Andrew Huxley in fifth. Andrew Johnson in sixth. This is relay 1 of 2 for the 100-yard freestyle for JV. In lane 1, we have Ryan Voss from Sartell. Also from Sartell in lane 3, Eli Crow. In lane 4, Adrian Maston for the Spuds. In lane 5, Ricky Esplian for Sartell. And in lane 6, Vance Croash for the Spuds. And it looks like Adrian Maston and Ryan Voss are neck and neck, but currently, according to the scoreboard, Adrian Maston is in first place. But it is close. Looks like some are doing the breaststroke. And Adrian Maston will finish in first place, followed by Ryan Voss in second, Eli Crow in third, and Vance Croash will finish in fourth, followed by Ricky Esplian in fifth. This will be Heat 2, and the last one of the Junior Varsity 100-yard freestyle. In lane 1, Aiden Frey for Sartell. In lane 2, Leighton Moss for the Spuds. In lane 3, Ryan Sprenger for Sartell. In lane 4, Aaron Volk for the Spuds. And finally, in lane 5, Hunter Jefferson for the Sartell Sabres. And looks like Hunter Jefferson and Aiden Frey are almost neck and neck. But right now, Aiden Frey has the lead. And it looks like Aiden Frey will finish in first. Leighton Moss in second. Hunter Jefferson in third. And Aaron Volk will finish in fourth place. Now it's time for the varsity 100-yard freestyle. In lane 1 will be George Larson for Sartell. In lane number 2 will be Dawson Nesnick for the Spuds. In lane 3 will be Jackson Hovda for Sartell. In lane 4, Joseph Casey for the Spuds. In lane 5, Sartell's Joseph Venables. In lane 5. In lane 6, Owen Eisinger for the Spuds. And it looks like Jackson Hovda has an early lead here. Right behind him is Joseph Casey. And in third, Joseph Venables. And Jackson Hovda for the Sartell Sabres will finish in first, followed by Joseph Venables also for the Sabres in second. Dawson Nesnick for the Spuds will finish in third. And Owen Essinger will finish in fourth for the Spuds. We're about to start the 500-yard freestyle for JV. In lane 2, Will Schroeder for Moorhead. And in lane 4, Padre Kellum. In lane 4 for Moorhead. And Will Schroeder will finish his first lap in 34.58 seconds. Both swimmers are going strong here. Looks like they're doing the breaststroke. They are still doing the breaststroke here as we're at 2 minutes and 30 seconds. in the 500-yard freestyle for junior varsity. We're going on 3 minutes and 35 seconds here on the 500-yard freestyle. Both Will Schroeder and Padraig Kellum for the Spuds, both showing incredible resilience here. Here is lap number 15 as we approach 5 minutes. Lap number 17 coming up. We are currently approaching 6 minutes and 30 seconds here on the 500-yard freestyle. And here is the final lap. And from the looks of it, both Will Schroeder and Padraig Kellum will finish at 7 minutes, almost on the dot. We are now about to start the 500-yard freestyle for varsity. In lane 1, Truett Carlson from Sartell. In lane 2, for the Spuds, Francis Casey. In lane 3, Bryce Cadlick for Sartell. In lane 4, Jacob Gulbranson for the Spuds. In lane 5, Nolan Snyder for Sartell. In lane 6, Ben Thiel for the Moorhead Spuds. Currently in lane 3, Bryce Cadlick has a first place lead. In second place, Jacob Gulbranson for the Spuds is in second place. In lane 2, in third place, Francis Casey, also for your Moorhead Spuds. We're on lap number, looks like number 9, number 7. Yep, looks like we're on lap number 7 here. As Bryce Cadlick for Sartell maintains a first place lead. Now Bryce Cadlick for Sartell has fallen to second place. In third place currently, in lane number 4, Jacob Gulbranson for the Spuds. And in first place, Nolan Snyder for Sartell. Looks like they're doing the breaststroke. As most are on lap number 13. For the moment, Nolan Snyder still has the first place lead. In second place is Bryce Cadlick for Sartell. So two Sartell Sabres are in first and second. And now Bryce Cadlick has the lead. And Bryce Cadlick will finish first. Great performance from him. And in lane number 4, Jacob Goldbranson for the Moorhead Spuds finishes second place. And in lane number 2, Francis Casey for the Moorhead Spuds finishes third. Here comes the last swimmer in lane 1, Truett Carlson. He will finish 5th. Ahead of him in lane 5, Nolan Snyder for Sartell as he finishes 4th.
Let's go, Francis!
Now we are getting underway for the 200-yard freestyle relay for junior varsity. In lane 1 for Sartell, Ryan Sprenger. In lane 3 for Sartell, Ryan Voss. In lane 4 for Moorhead, Adrian Maston. And in lane 5, Sawyer Albjerg for Sartell. And in lane 5, Ray Kim jumps in. These swimmers are doing the breaststroke currently. Lane 5 is currently in first place, Sartell. And lane 4 for Moorhead is in second. Lane 3 for Sartell is in third. And lane 1 is in fourth. Also Sartell. And it looks like lane 1 and 3 are going to be subbing out. Well, no, it looks like lane 1, Bo Rodine will come in. Looks like that'll do it for the junior varsity. It's now time for the varsity 200-yard freestyle relay. like there was a false start penalty. I could not catch who that was. In lane 1 will be, for Sartell, will be Zakarva Farlev and Elijah Arlano. In lane 2 for Moorhead, Peter Sambo and Gabe Chavis. For Sartell in lane 3, Jackson Havda and Truett Carlson. In lane 4, Owen Eisinger and Carter Reburn, part of the Moorhead Spuds. In lane 5 for Sartell, Grant Pravatsky and Nolan Snyder. And in lane 6 for Moorhead, Andrew Johnson and Francis Casey. And the late relayers in lane 1 are Jake Iller, Ali Already, and in lane 2 for Moorhead, Gavin Deacrey and Aaron Volk. In lane 3 for Sartell, Joseph Venables, George Larson. For Moorhead in lane 4, Matthew Brendamule and Jacob Gulbranson. In lane 5 for Sartell, Rylan Hollenkamp and Bryce Cadlick for Sartell. And finally in lane 6, the late relayers will be Jericho Menji and Ben Thiel. Looks like lane 3 got first, lane 4 got second, lane 5 got third, lane 6 got fourth, and lane 1 gets 5th place, and lane 2 gets 6th place. Now we're about to start the men's 100-yard backstroke for junior varsity. In lane 1 for Sartell, Zayden Farley. In lane 2, Stephen Kirigu for the Spuds. In lane 3, Isaiah Olson for Sartell. In lane 4, Zach Newhafson for the Moorhead Spuds. And in lane 5, Carter Gross for the Sartell Sabres. There's been a disqualification in lane 5. And we are about to get this men's 100-yard backstroke underway for junior varsity. case some missed it, in lane 1 for Sartell is Zayden Farley. In lane 2 for the Spuds, Stephen Kirigu. In lane 3 for Sartell, Isaiah Olson. In lane 4 for the Spuds, Zach Newhafson. And in lane 5 for Sartell, Carter Gross. Looks like they are doing the backstroke currently. It looks like lane 5, Carter Gross for Sartell will finish first. In lane 4, finishing second, is Zach Newhafson. In lane 3, finishing third place, will be Isaiah Olson for Sartell. And finishing fourth place in lane 1, Zayden Farley. And in lane 2, finishing 5th place, will be Stephen Kirigu for the Spuds. Now we're about to get started with the varsity 100-yard backstroke. In lane 1, we have Andrew Huxley from Sartell. In lane 2, for the Spuds, Matthew Brendamule. In lane 3, Colin Moore for Sartell. In lane 4, Sahan Nagodabithana for Moorhead. In lane 5, for Sartell, Luke Schumacher. And in lane 6, for the Spuds, Peter Sambo. Looks like finishing first place in the varsity 100-yard backstroke is Colin Moore. Finishing second in lane 5 from Sartell, Luke Schumacher. And finishing third in lane 1 for Sartell, Andrew Huxley. Finishing fourth in lane 2, Matthew Brendamule for the Spuds. Finishing 5th in lane 6, Peter Sambo, also for the Spuds. And now we're starting with the 100-yard breaststroke for junior varsity. In lane 1, we have Elias Finnern for Sartell. In lane 2, we have Jericho Menji for the Spuds. In lane 3, for the Sabres, Ali Already. Lane 4, we have Hayden Booth for the Spuds. And in lane 5, we have Jake Iller for Sartell. And in lane 3, finishing first, Ali Alridi for Sartell. Finishing second, in lane 2, Jericho Menji. In lane 1, finishing third, for Sartell, Elias Finnern. In lane 4, finishing fourth, is Hayden Booth. And in lane 5, Jake Iller places fifth. Now it's the Varsity's turn. In lane 1, we have Grant Pravatsky for Sartell. In lane 2, we have Carter Reburn for the Spuds. In lane 3, we have Elijah Arlano for Sartell. In lane 4, we have Aiden Carlson for Moorhead. And in lane 5, we have Zachariah Farley for Sartell. And in lane 6, Keaton Jacobson for Moorhead. Looks like in lane 4, Aiden Carlson will finish first place for Moorhead. And Carter Reburn, also for Moorhead, finishes second. And for Sartell, Zachariah Farley will finish third. In lane 6, Keaton Jacobson for Moorhead will finish fourth. In lane 1, placing fifth, will be Grant Pravatsky for Sartell. And in lane 2, finishing sixth. In lane 2, finishing sixth place will be Carter Reburn. I made a mistake on the last one. It was actually Elijah Arlano placing second place. And now for the junior varsity 400-yard freestyle relay. In lane 3 for Sartell, Hunter Jefferson, Zayden Farley, Ray Kim, and William Hill. In lane 4 for Moorhead, Leighton Moss, Gabe Chavis, Will Schroeder, and Zach Newhafen. In lane 5 for Sartell, Ryan Voss, Ricky Esplian, Carter Gross, and Isaiah Olson. Comes a few new set of divers going in. Currently, lane 1 is in first place. Currently, lane 1 is in first place, lane 4 in second, and lane 5 is in third. We just got splashed there. Lane 1 remains in first place. With lane 4 in second and lane 5 in third. Lane 1 remains in the lead. After this will be the 400-yard freestyle relay for Varsity.
Got it, well, let's go! Go, out! Kick! Come on, well!
Lane 4 will finish in first place, and that will be for, it looks like, Moorhead. Lane 1 will finish second, and lane 5 will finish in third. This will be event number 24, the 400-yard freestyle relay for Varsity. In lane 1 for Sartell, Colin Moore, Andrew Huxley, Sawyer Albjerg, and Jake Iller. In lane 2 for Moorhead, Ben Thiel, Keaton Jacobson, Padraig Kellum, and Adrian Maston. In lane 3 for Sartell, Jackson Hovda, Truett Carlson, Hayden Lenners, and George Larson. For the Spuds, in lane 4, Joseph Casey, Sahan Nago Davathana, Dawson Nesnick, and Aiden Carlson. In lane 5, Joseph Venables, Bryce Cadlick, Nolan Snyder, and Luke Schumacher for Sartell. And finally in lane 6, for the Spuds, Jacob Goldbrinson, Owen Isinger, Matthew Brendamule, and Carter Reburn. Currently lane 3 for Sartell is in first. Lane 4 for which is the Spuds is in second. Lane 6 also Moorhead is in third. Lane 5, Sartell is in 4th. Lane 1 is in 5th. That is also for Sartell. It looks like lane number 2 for the Spuds is in 6th. George Larson will be jumping in for Sartell in lane number 3. And Carlson, Truett Carlson for Sartell, also jumping in. And more of the late relayers are coming in. Adrian Maston awaits for his teammate to reach the wall, and now he's in. Lane 3 remains in front. That is Sartell. Lane 4 for the Spuds is in 2nd. Lane 6 for Moorhead is in 3rd. Lane 5 is in 4th, which is Sartell. Lane 1 is in 5th. Also Sartell, and in lane number 2, they remain in 6th place. We are awaiting for lane 2 to finish up. And that is how the relay ends. Lane 3, Sartell getting 1st. Lane 4, Moorhead getting 2nd. Lane 6, getting 3rd, Sartell. Lane 5 for Sartell getting 4th. Lane number 2 getting 5th place. And lane 1 getting 6th place. And that is a wrap for boys swimming here this afternoon. Both teams did exceptionally well here today. As it was neck and neck in a lot of these categories, whether if it was the relays or the freestyles or the diving. And the head coach for the Spuds, Kara Schmitz-Olsen, has a very, very motivated group. That is the Moorhead Spuds. That's a wrap for boys swimming here on Spuds TV, presented by Muscatel Subaru.